What's going on YouTube? Earth Power here with CVH.
How's it going, everybody? Praying to the internet
Yeah,
gods over here.
we have a sorry for the last match we uploaded. If that's splotchy even a little bit, but I think we made it through all right. But we are back for another one. Today we have DekloTanz versus Firewater Rush for the 2023 Season 1 bracket tournament using the Finnish meta with a ban list and a 40 card maximum.
Blah. And if you haven't seen
Yeah.
1 and 2 on the bracket in front of you right now, I'm not going to spoil the results here, but check back. They've been posted in the last week or so on the channel, along with deck profiles for all these decks in the description
Yeah,
and on the
we will
channel.
have it uploaded at the end though, so spoilers for those who don't want it. Just cut the match off at the end if you haven't seen the
Yeah.
first two, because we will spoil the bracket at the end.
Yep. All right. Let's jump into the game. What do you say?
Let's do it. Let's do it. So I am piloting Firewater Rush, and CVH has the DekloTanz. DekloTanz is the only deck that saw its colors played twice: fire, water, and darkness. And then we chose Fire Water Rush over the Fire Light Rush just because it was a little bit more tempo based, just a little bit of a different spin on an aggro deck. I really wanted to play the Hyper Squid Walter and Unicorn Fish, even though we ended up cutting quite a bit of those cards.
Yeah, and we're rushing through this, and I didn't update the little thing at the bottom that says who's playing who, and I just did it. We're ready to go. Now it's right. We're no longer playing Starnoid, Foul, these boring decks. We're playing to win. We're playing some high pressure aggro that we've
Love to
barely
see the
tested.
update on the fly.
Yeah, love to see it. And I'm playing the slowest dang deck in the bracket, except for deck out. It's probably slower, right?
Minus the fact that we put this at what, 1.5, 1.75, and we still managed to get this match. I mean, granted with the video under whatever we got it under. So
Yeah, we're at 1.5 times. Just in case
love,
anyone's wondering why we're moving so quickly. Hey, look at your curve. It's pretty good, right? Sort of.
yeah, love to see that. So
Ooh.
don't love to see the Crimson Hammer on the card that I can attack with next turn though.
Yep.
So this matchup is it's interesting because you you play Baza and then you immediately mana the Thrash Caller, which gets the Baza back. So
There's another Thrash, I think, right?
mana decisions, and he's out here playing Energy Stream against the Rush deck, and then I hit
Yeah.
the first field trigger and Crystal Memory, which gives him just any answer he wants.
Yeah, I
For
mean,
those of you,
Bazagazeel's good, but in this matchup, my main key to victory here is, well, not dying to Paladin, but then DekloTanz does a lot of work if I can stick it, because it kills virtually everything in the deck. But your deck has a ton of removal. Between Spiral Gates and the Fish, it's just really hard to keep a DekloTanz on board long enough to use.
yeah, for sure. So, I mean, ideally, I feel like I'm in a good position here. I guess you can tell the people what you got with Crystal Memory there, if you remember.
I have no idea. It was weeks ago. Sorry for those of you thinking we're doing it live while we're commentating with this good audio. But nope, this was pre-recorded.
Yeah, for sure.
If I were me, I would consider getting something like Searing Wave if I have a way to do something this turn. That seems good.
Yeah, and I think
Volcano Charger actually could be quite good.
Yeah, because DekloTanz plays it as a 1 or 2 of, right?
2 of, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
So if I didn't already have that in hand, it's likely what I searched for. If I did, then I might have searched for DekloTanz to follow it up. And you just don't have a play this turn. Wow.
Look at me not having a dude.
Yeah.
Couldn't have topped a multi-civ, so don't know why I just wouldn't play a card. That being said, I could
your hand might be like Paladin and Spiral Gate. Yeah.
And I think just keeping both of them is relevant, but maybe just playing the Paladin there was correct. So.
Oh yeah. Actually, yeah. Maybe. Okay, maybe it's Ball Paladin, right? Lucky Ball Paladin.
Oh yeah. That would be a thing. So we'll see if I have it this turn.
Even then, though, like playing the Paladin might have been reasonable enough to do. But yeah, the ball is quite good.
And I saw that I had a Unicorn Fish in hand, so it's definitely why I didn't play either one of those.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. If you had Paladin, you might have actually managed the ball to play it, because it's a lot of pressure even if you don't bounce anything. Yep. But here we are, and you've got a lot of cards now, and I'm really just hoping this Deklo sticks around.
Nah, no,
You don't think so?
no. I don't think so. I've got Unicorn Fish in hand. Can't see why I
Okay,
wouldn't play it.
just don't do it.
Yeah,
Just don't do it.
that's fair. Yeah, maybe just don't do the thing that's good.
Leave a comment down below if you think playing Unicorn Fish here and pressuring me is a mistake. Do something slower, right? Who's a DekloTanz fan in the comments? Sign off for the algorithm.
Just oh, almost said a bad word there. Don't just pass, right?
Bad word. I think YouTube won't demonetize you if you say them farther enough into the video. Like if it's a few minutes in. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. Maybe I can just. I mean, is YouTube smart enough to just add the beep noise when I say it now?
No, you'd have to do that yourself. Hey, there's Searing Wave, and I still have a shield
Yeah.
left. It's miraculous.
Yeah. Do like to see Searing Wave with the no play there. So
Yeah.
interesting.
One thing to note, you really don't want to go down to 0 shields as DekloTanz in this matchup, especially because you don't have any shield regeneration. Blockers are really our only way to like not get attacked. Paladin can come down with a bait, and this deck, DekloTanz, doesn't even really have that much hand disruption outside of Deklo. Like if I don't have a Deklo on board already, there's nothing really preventing Carl from holding an Aqua Guard or something and a Paladin and just doing it to me in one turn.
Yeah.
There's Deklo, thankfully. I mean, there's like a Lost Soul or two. I think 2 Lost Souls and a Clamp, but like no Locomotivers really. Like it's not a ton. Again, we are playing the 1 Cranium Clamp format here, so holding an Evolution and a bait is a very real strategy. And that could be lethal Spiral Gate Firefighter. Whoa.
I think I bounced the Deklo because I don't want to bank on you having the trigger. And then
Wait, really?
my hand is so big.
But you
Like
could
I have
actually win the game here, right?
Correct. Could have won the game. However, have the pyro and I have other ways to bounce things.
Okay, yeah.
So, me just knowing that Deklo doesn't play Lost Soul, I
It does,
think
though.
the point of that play.
It definitely plays Lost Soul, though.
What? Does it?
I don't think I would have not played it. Hold on, I'm consulting the deck list.
Fair. So maybe that's just bad play by me.
Because if you have like a Paladin Guard, it makes sense in theory, but I think I do have Lost Soul. Maybe we didn't have the discussion that we're having now back then, and we didn't realize. But I'm double checking. Give me a sec. Yeah, DekloTanz plays 1 Lost Soul, 1 Cranium Clamp.
Yeah, because then you go double Thrash, and I'm like, oh, that's the out.
But maybe you have a Guard Paladin, right? I feel like the only way I would have done it the way you did it last turn is if I had exactly a Guard Paladin to deal with multiple blockers. Because I have 1 blocker because I have Skeeto. But I think you have double Pyro Gate. Okay. But yeah, interesting. In hindsight, you kind of left yourself very, very weak to a Lost Soul, and we hadn't seen it in mana yet. So that was ballsy.
Yeah. That's bad.
As we just beat ourselves up over misplays in Duel Masters weeks later.
Yeah.
Here's another thing. Sign off in the comments. What misplay was worse? Oh wait, also you can't actually play the play that you thought you could. Fun fact. That's another discussion.
Well, I think that's why I showed it to you. I think I showed it to you knowing that I just felt bad about it, and then
I distinctly remember you being like, it doesn't matter, and I was like worrying about my Thrash pickup, and you're like, it doesn't matter, I got double Pyro Gate, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, it's only 6 mana tops. Oh man. So in hindsight, yeah, you didn't have Guard Paladin. In hindsight, if you had just bounced the blocker, that would have been a pretty swift Firewater victory game 1, right? Unless I'm missing something.
Yeah, no, it would have been. I should have bounced. And again, would have, hindsight's a whole beat 'em up thing, but the Thrash Crawler lines are absolutely killing me here. So
yeah, but at this point, I'm just counting down the turns because I have no shield regeneration, and I just know that at some point a Guard Paladin is going to happen to me. So I'm really still completely pressured here, even though I have some blockers. And I also happen to have the knowledge I shouldn't have of that you have double Pyro and a Paladin in your hand right now. Like, I just know these things.
Yeah, but Deklo sticks now. I don't have the removal for it, so
Yeah,
just
that's why the
digging
pyro went in
for
mana.
any sort of just play of any liquid person into Paladin. So, yeah, this that's tough. Yeah, not now your deck just basically gets to dirtle its way through this match, and as long as I can't threaten with Paladin,
I have to
it's
imagine, since, like we said, this is more about the decks than the players. Thank God, because boy, have we made some plays. Um, but I have to
uh,
imagine, since we've always had that mindset, I would have asked why you weren't trying to kill me that turn, and we probably would have had that discussion, right? Like I think we talked about it in the moment because we
yeah,
both
for,
recognized that it was potential.
for sure. And yeah, it's just I'm just trying to set up now to where if you can't get rid of the cards in my hand, um, Paladin is just lethal if I can jam it on board at any point. So
Yeah,
you
and
basically
now it seems like
get to play against the clock now. So
yeah, and with the Deklo, it's hard to hold bait, almost impossible. So you kind of have to go for like Hulkus into Paladin, because if you have a
yeah,
bait in your hand for one turn, it's well, no, that's not true at all. You just draw the bait. What am I talking about? You have a million mana. There's that. But I do have the clamp.
uh, you had the clamp. You were able to search for it, I believe, somehow. So
Seems right.
oh yeah, memoried and clamp. So
Yeah. So now
yeah,
I'm
I
kind
feel
of racing against the top of my deck. I need to find Gajira Boot and do that thing 5 times before I run out of cards in my deck. And I already have one Gajira Boot in mana, and both of my Thrash Crawlers are on the board, so
bad.
trying to get there.
Trying to get there.
And this is how I'm doing
Oh
it. I'm
no.
just gonna go with the Baza plan, and then tap Deklo after attacking a bit.
Yep.
But I
Yep.
am still
Yep.
scared of
Yep.
attacking because Aqua Surfer is in the deck, and it would ruin my day.
But you don't hit it, and that feels good, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a matter of like, if I had a Thrash Crawler left or one of the Gajira Boots wasn't in mana and I had the time, like I would obviously go that route. But hey, sometimes you gotta do it the weird way. Because it sounds silly, but the decks are getting kind of slim. Hey, you can't attack Kukpalon. Even Bazagazil can't. And I'm wondering if I should just go for it. I just decided Deklo again.
Yeah. Yeah. Deklo can kill Kukulin,
Yeah.
and I draw a bunch of cards, but it just doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Yeah. Because
So
even
waiting one additional
there's
turn there.
there's no trigger that can clear both attackers that time. So
Yeah, and I
that's the
think that's
game.
why I waited the additional turn instead of going for the last shield, because if I hit Surfer, it prevents me from killing you, and you then Paladin me, and I lose. Maybe.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
What an odd off center way of doing that, but
Yeah.
it got done. It got done. Yeah.
Even
The
with
last
not killing me the turn you could have, like, I was under so much pressure that I had to win in, like, an alternate win condition. And it's funny, because the last thing they saw of this deck was the profile where I specifically said, yeah, you're just not winning with this deck if you don't do the combo. And here we are.
Yeah, yeah, we got there. And I think, this falls into the category of, maybe just beat myself up, but win before you lose, in the wise words of Turtle. But I just I just decided to lose instead of winning. So, I'll forever regret it. Fire Fire Water Rush will always wonder, what if it can't just win in the next two games.
Again, leave a
But here we are.
comment down below. What is the worst misplay, that or my soul swap from the match that we won't talk about here with
You
Star
won
Noob?
that game.
I
You won that
did,
game.
but I made it
You
really hard
won.
for myself. Spiral Gate is a good Duel Masters card. I'm just gonna throw that out there. It's really good at just giving you a little bit of a little bit of time in a situation like this.
Yeah. And that's, you are doing an expert job. Excuse me. Of playing around Paladin here. So, it's I feel like I just want to be able to play Paladin for posterity, but slash charger, huh? So what I
Slash
mean,
Charger.
so see what you grab here in a moment. But yeah, Paladin being I think think the
Yeah.
obvious choice here because the deck plays, I mean, multiples of the cards that are annoying, like
Yeah.
Spiral.
I mean, there's a legit argument if I really want to win via the combo that slash charging my own Gajira boot early is very good because then I already have it in the discard pile where I know I get it back with Tanzanite, and it also thins my deck and gets rid of Gajira boot that I don't really want to draw in this matchup. But Paladin is such an insanely scary card, and I do want the knowledge of how many are in the deck. Like, if I don't see a lot of them, I either know they're in the hand or shields, and that's pretty useful too. So it's kind of 50-50, right? But I do have the wave. That's kind of sick.
Yeah. And we can talk about Fire Water Rush here, just not hitting curve, right? It happened in the last game too, where, hit the 1 drop, hit the 2 drop, but didn't hit the 3. I think it ends up playing another 2 or missed
Mm-hmm.
the 3. Exactly, what happened there, but not hitting. Oh, because
You
I had
played,
the
yeah, you played
lucky,
Dismantler.
lucky ball unicorn fish in game 1. But yeah, just not hitting the cards I need to hit here. So
Yep. Hey, the one of Corile gets played, bounces the squid.
and now I get to think about my life. So,
Yep.
Walter here with something else would probably be the correct play. I think I'm just playing against a deck now because I don't have you at 0 shield. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah,
Yeah,
Walter and
that's pretty good.
but I think I played what went down in mana
You had
there?
to play Unicorn Fish down, and obviously you love Unicorn Fish, so that was what took a while. You didn't want to give up the fish.
And you were able
And
to kill and crack back. So
yeah, so my
it's
main
just
goal here is to, at all costs, I wanna not lose this last shield, so I'm not dead to, the things that we talked about last game that I might have been dead to. So
yeah,
I'm Terra
and
Pitting to that end. I Terra Pit a 2-drop. You top deck the Pyrofighter. Come on, why are you gonna do this to me?
love to see it. And I'm just holding my hand, my head in my hand here as I just play the top deck war.
Yeah, a Lucky Ball top deck would also
Ball.
be very sick.
I'm gonna eat a quick snack here. So tell the people what they shouldn't be expecting here.
What they shouldn't be expecting here? Well, I feel like that's leading. It's a leading question. And I don't know where he wants me to go with that. So instead of that, I'm gonna say I would like to have discard. I haven't played Clamp this game, and I have a lot of cards in my hand. So maybe we see that. Maybe I'm about to just memory for it again. I could Lost Soul. Looks like I am gonna memory. I don't. Yeah, no clamps have been played in mana because that would be a weird decision on my part. Make sure to check my shield triggers for the 0 shields I have left. Probably grabbing clamp, but maybe not if I already have it. Maybe I was thinking about what I play the following turn if I already have the clamp in my hand. I also need to be searching for the combo proactively. This is interesting. Did I already clamp this game? Did I miss that I clamped this game?
I think maybe
Because I would have clamped just now, but I slash charger and I'm playing
memory
Skeeto.
memory clamp feels like the correct play here, but
Did I
obviously, I
already
mean,
clamp?
being able to flash into blocker here, it's clear that I'm top decking, and I guess the way you lose is if I top deck, the spiral gate, then
You
maybe
can
that's
also
a little
play
bit.
it's gate, but it's any other speed attacker too.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder what I could have drawn.
I think why I was thinking about it was because I also really needed to find DekloTanz because that's really like center to my strategy. So maybe I was like, okay, I'll be dead to slightly more things this turn, and the argument is that I'll actually have DekloTanz. And that's sort of like the
That
winning play instead of the staying alive play. And since I was
I
already up a
mean, not
game, I was
quite.
like, I need to go for it.
Yeah, I mean the cards that I wanted to have obviously are the paladin, and yeah, now I do have paladin spiral gate.
I saw you not draw the right thing there.
Yeah, I draw another paladin, and I think I just hold it, right?
There
So
we go. Lost Soul, 2 paladins and his gate. And I'm getting something back with Tanzanite. I think I'm getting Skeetos back. Yeah.
yeah, and now it's just very hard for me to win. So now I just basically put you off of DekloTanz, and I'm just trying to play the clock here. Like maybe I can just get you to deck out, which would be neat.
It
But
would be neat. So I got the Corile back that time.
Why would I not swing with a unicorn fish there?
I am not entirely sure. I think you do, right? Nope. Hmm? Hmm.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Huh.
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 Wonder what time at night we played this match.
Yeah, but I had to have been late.
Yeah. And like playing Kukpalan in general, when I have the Corile lock and I have the mana to play Corile and Gajira boot, it kind of doesn't really make sense because it prevents you from drawing anything else. But I think at this point, like you're kind of just out of outs.
Well, I
But
think
like
I play the Kupalon, right? Because like you can play the Kraylock all you want. Like I'm just playing towards you decking out.
maybe,
So
but if you played Kook and mana, there's always the possibility of Hulkus and a Paladin with 7. But yeah, you're right. Even though I can play Corile and Gajira boot at the same time, I can only get one of them back with Tanzanite a turn, so it does slow me down considerably if I want to do that. Oh, you throw my Corile into the discard pile, and I didn't actually play Deklo's. Use Deklo's
yeah,
effect that turn. That's very funny.
yeah. Like do the Kraylock, and you're like, nah, I don't need to.
Yeah. Corille's doing, or Gajira boot's doing its thing. Now I am tapping Deklo's, and I believe I'm getting back Gajira boot.
Yep.
And doing it again. Do I have enough for 2? I do. Trying to speed things up here, because I feel like we had been in this match quite a time by now.
Yeah, and that should be the game at this point. Yeah, so no matter what I top deck, doesn't matter. That is the game. So
what an interesting one, right?
yeah, for sure. I mean, clearly the me swinging with the unicorn fish didn't quote unquote matter there, but yeah, it's some misplays by your boy here. So yeah, final thoughts. Firewater Rush is it's such a neat uh, for lack of a better way of saying it, it's just a neat concept on aggro, right? Where it can kind of play the mid game a little bit better than the other obvious contenders in that category, which where Fire Nature Rush, which we'll see that face off against Survivors here late in the bracket, and Fire Light Rush, which I think it's just the worst. Maybe it's not. I say the worst version of Firewater Rush, but maybe just I'm stumbling over my words. I'm thinking about the misplays here, but
He loves the deck so much, you guys. It's hard.
yeah, yeah. I like the deck, but I also just Firelight Rush just has in theory the worst top decks, right? Where it has cards that it just doesn't want to see more often than not, and that was I think the overall theory here. But DekloTanz winning. Let's talk about that.
Yeah,
Um,
did pretty good. I don't know. Looking back on it, the plays are really complex. So I think the only questionable one was like maybe the clamp turn, because I'm pretty sure I could have clamped there if I wanted.
yeah.
But I mean, DekloTanz did wind up winning me the game, so I guess I made myself slightly more dead for a couple turns and figured it out. But DekloTanz did a pretty good job. It had the turn 2 removal spells when it needed to, which is kind of the point, just staying alive and stalling.
Without doing Gajira boot stuff.
It did win a game without doing Gajira boot stuff, which is very, very rare to do, but potentially a thing you can do sometimes.
But you saw it here on Channel Earth Power, so
Where else can you get gameplay like that?
no,
Don't even.
probably other places. I won't say nowhere, but yeah, leave a like, guys. Leave a comment. Let us know what you think. Clearly we missed some stuff. Me not swinging for lethal, and for some reason not swinging with unicorn fish there, but other than those things, stay tuned for the next match, which will be you can
Yeah,
see
let
it on
me
camera.
yeah, I haven't updated this one with this match yet, but we have Pegasus and Foul already in the top 8. DekloTanz just beat Water Fire Rush, and its next matchup will be against the winner of the classic Rub Control Water Dark Fire versus Hydrus. So that'll be next. Hydrus and Rub. Stay tuned for the deck profiles and then the match.
Yeah, stay tuned. We could just have two rubs facing off against each other in top 8, where only one one we'll move forward. And I think that was a neat way of doing this bracket, but we talked about that in a previous video, which you guys can go watch. So
In the
stay on the
description, maybe.
yeah, stay on the lookout for Rub versus Hydras, and we will catch you guys next time. Beach.
Each